D&D is a role-playing game set in a medieval time frame. Think kind of like Lord of the Rings. You've got the elves, the dwarves, the wizards. And in this setting, you play a character. With you in the group, you have several characters and a dungeon master that is kind of the leader of the game. And with this group of people, you can be anyone you want. You can be different races, you can have different capabilities. And the bottom line is that together you're writing a story in this world. You can do whatever you want, and yeah, you're making a story.
It's an empty theater, and you fill it with whatever you wish. You take all the characters and the settings and the set pieces and the stories and the jokes, and you just fill it. It's a sandbox to me. It's not really a board game or anything else like that. It's an empty sandbox, and it lets you build your own castle in any way you want.
I learned D&D just a couple of years ago. I went to a local open session in a bar where this guy was DMing, and he did really cool voices. And I played a druid, and it was really cool. I got into it instantly. I just loved the role-playing and the dynamic of the game.
We waged a war of expansion to the west against the elves that live there. It's a very fertile land, it's a very, very nice land, and after like 2 years of bloody guerrilla war, they managed to rout the elves who left their place and now have settled further west into the desert.
D&D, both playing and DMing, helped me quite a lot with expressing myself, because it is important how you phrase your questions, how you phrase your reactions, how you phrase a story as a dungeon master. In D&D, it did help me both in English and my native language, Hungarian. But other than that, it helped me understand the importance of teamwork. I did have a bit of trouble with adjusting to team settings, and I think D&D was a very good outlet for that.
D&D to youth work is a really cool gamified method. While the youngsters are learning, they are playing. So it's not that kind of, oh, we have to learn now, but it's a kind-spirited, fun play, which then, through reflection questions at the end, turns into learning. Because in the end, we ask ourselves, so this problem, this issue that we encountered in the scenario, how does this translate to the real world? Have you encountered this type of situation before in your lives? And with that, it becomes real, and you start having a conversation. And then for what does youth work give to DMing is people skills, right? Because youth work is a lot about handling groups and making sure that the group gets most out of an activity. And in this aspect, so for instance, the cold learning cycle, that is really cool even for a DM to know how people learn and how people process different things, and even how to deal with conflict. Conflict resolution is a big thing, and it sometimes happens in DMing, in D&D, and in life in general. So I think those are really useful skills to have as a DM.
That's a huge challenge. Oh my God, I never played before, or I never DM'd before.
We've simplified it a lot, so you don't have to go through the tons and tons of rules that exist in this game.
They are brief enough to fit into, I don't know, a class, like a 45-minute class.
It doesn't even have to be proper learning, just a topic to open up and talk about and see how other people live.